This has been quite a year. If you don't know, I was arrested early 2020 and was only released August of this year. I wasn't in jail, unless you consider 4 months of juvie prison, so I was still able to listen to some music, mainly clean CDs. But whenever I was up in the school area of my placement, listening to music was a must for me. So, here are the 10 best rap albums I heard in 2021. Number 10, Polo G, Hall of Fame. Being locked up with kids who tend to be more up to date with modern music and trends than me, an 18-year-old boomer, I was exposed to a lot of Polo. At first, hearing songs like Dying Breed and Through the Storm, I thought he was kind of mediocre. The mix in the latter's beat was flat out bad, and the former is undebatably boring to me. But tracks like Lost Files, 21, and the Pop Out remix showed a lot of potential. And then Hall of Fame dropped and cemented my status as a fan. No Return? Slaps. Gang Gang? Slaps. Black Hearted? Slaps. Go Part 1? Jesus Christ, it slaps. The album being 20 tracks is slightly to his detriment as there's more room for filler, but the result is still a good ass album. I still think The GOAT is a better album though. Number 9, Playboi Carti, Whole Lotta Red. Yes, I know this album was released in 2020, but give me some leg room as this was released Christmas 2020, so it's basically a 2021 record because, that 20 track thing I mentioned in the last album, yeah, it applies here too, except for 24 tracks. If you had me listen to this album just 2 years ago, I would have said verbatim, this is fucking whack. It's just like, I didn't understand what people saw in Carti, but now, Carti slaps. Not Cardi B. Invasion of Privacy is just okay to me. He doesn't say much of anything on a lyrical front, but the punk rock vocal performances more than make up for it. As with Hall of Fame, I think this could definitely be trimmed a good amount, but I'm fine with this record as is. Had I listened to a lot more albums this year, this probably wouldn't be here, but it is what it is. Number 8, Baby Keem, The Melodic Blue. If you follow my Instagram at SadBoyInfinite, then you may have seen my original story post on this album, and to sum it up, I was expecting a bit more. Issues, Trademark USA, and Family Ties are all fantastic. Range Brothers, despite the memes, is solid overall, but South Africa, Pink Panties, and Durag Activity are just duds. It feels like Keem was relying on Kendrick a decent amount on this project, but his previous project, Die For My Bitch, proves that Keem's voice, lyricism, and energy can carry the project itself, and that's not even giving credit to Keem's production, with goes beyond hard at points. Overall good album, but not my favorite of the year. Number 7, Zilla Kami, Dog Boy. Hear me out. I got into City Morgue's music this year, listening to every album they've released, and Zilla was easily the best half with his catchy and brutal hooks. This album confirms the superiority of Sos Mula. To be fair, I didn't check out Mula's album this year, but after tracks like Whoa, no. This album is more grunge than it is trap metal, but Badass slapped so hard that CPS had to be called on me. So, number 6, J. Cole, The Off Season. I've always been a King Kendrick kind of guy, so it shouldn't be surprising that I never listened to a single Cole album before getting locked up. But with everyone in there much preferring Cole, there was some CDs in my grasp. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only, KOD. All pretty good albums in my opinion, but none of them even touch Kendrick's worst. The Off Season on the other hand? Yeah, it still doesn't match any Kendrick album. It is pretty good though. J. Cole drops the no feature thing on this, and it allows for A Lot Part 2, and a Mine remix featuring Lil Baby, and a lot of bass features. Why are there this many bass features? Also, there's the whole cringy bit at the beginning where Cole puts on his gangsta face and then his autotune trap rapper face. Next, he'll just ditch Dreamville and join the YSL clique. In all seriousness, this project is a step up from the pseudo-conscious rap albums he was doing before, with Let Go My Hand being an all-time favorite Cole track of mine. He doesn't try too hard to be someone he's not here, and it ultimately results in his most down-to-earth and emotional album. 100 Mil is probably the most annoying song of 2021 though, and shows why I'm on King Kendrick's side until the day I die. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing, as it helps out the channel and you can see more videos whenever I upload. Number 5, Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. After the masterpiece that was Igor, everyone was wondering one thing. What now? Apparently, DatPiff mixtape style rap album that contains banger after banger with the only memorable YoungBoy performance to date. It's almost like Tyler went Super Saiyan on this project with tracks like Lumberjack and Corso, while still making beautiful tracks like I Thought You Wanted to Dance and the affirmation What's Your Name? What's Your Name being one of my favorite songs of 2020 and one of my favorite tracks of Tyler's period. This is probably my 3rd favorite Tyler album overall, with Igor and Flowerboy thwomping it, but it's not like any artist released their most heartfelt and personal albums this year. Oh, wait. Number 4, Vince Staples, Vince Staples. Whenever I miss those days, visit my crypts that lay under the ground, running around, we was them kids that played, all in the street following leads of people who lost their ways, some of them outside still, some of them inside graves. Vince's usual animated style of delivery is almost completely abandoned on this project for a more calm and introspective sound that trumps everything he's released up to this point. The project may only be 10 tracks in length, but plenty of real emotion at the darkest side of gang life is beautifully painted on this concise record. Number 3. JPEG Mafia LP. We'll get back to the emotion in a minute. Peggy's new record, while not my favorite of his, is undeniably well produced. Hazard Duty Pay and Dirty seeps through my soul every time the drums drops, no matter how many times I listen to it. Seriously though, I can't stop playing Hazard Duty Pay. Something might be wrong with me. End credits, Thoughts Prayer, The Ghost of Ranking Dread. These beats and performances are ungodly, and Rebound? I'm gonna scream that to my ex's racist ass face. Emotionally, this isn't as impactful as All My Heroes Are Cornballs, but it's another great record from one of my favorite artists, so I can't complain too much. Number 2, Kanye West, Donda. This is my favorite Kanye album, period. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion, so I don't really care. The length of this album is something people like to cite as a flaw, but I feel like it contributes to the grandiose sound of the project. It's an album dedicated to his dead mother. It should feel massive. The main track that gets praise here is Off the Grid because Fivio is a fantastic rapper, but there's plenty of beauty here, like 24. It didn't click for me on first listen, but now it's one of the few tracks that bring me to a spiritual and emotional place. The simple instrumentation lets the vocal work take the reins, and the Sunday service choir is gorgeous. And Kanye's singing? Jesus Christ! It's like ultralight beam on holy water. I do think that some tracks could be removed, the part 2s, Junya, Tell the Vision, but 90% of this album is cohesive and great. Now for some honorable mentions that I didn't include for one reason or another. Frostbite, I was running for my life but fell over my feet. I tried including only commercial albums everyone would know about, but if I put this on the list, it would be just above the off season and I would definitely recommend checking it out. Trippie Redd, Trip at Night. This album is pretty mediocre, consisting of watered down hyperpop songs, but Mr. Rage is an instant classic and the song with Juice WRLD is beyond great. Lil Wayne and Rich the Kid, Trust Fund Babies. Rich the Kid is typically pretty trash, but it seems like he actually tries here. Lil Baby and Lil Durk, Voice of the Heroes. I didn't listen to the full project, but every track I've heard so far is fantastic. Roddy Ricch, Live Life Fast. This just released on the day I'm scripting this, but knowing the quality of Roddy's last album and how he's been improving with every single release so far, this would probably be on here. And now, number 1, From Me to You. This album blew me away on first listen, and its impact has hardly diminished over time. Color is a perfect atmospheric intro that really sets the tone for the emotional roller coaster about to come. Sisyphus, as everyone knows, is fantastic. It's not my personal favorite though. It's All a Game is the real masterpiece here. The chorus builds an emotion, the verses are immaculately paced, the instrumental progression is gorgeous. This is my favorite song of 2021. Shades of Us is melancholic in the best way, Maybe Another Day is the best song structurally, and Alone Together is probably the most chilling and empty feeling song that I've heard in 2021, as love can leave you feeling like nothing once you lose it, so it's really good. This album isn't perfect, as no album is, other than To Pimp a Butterfly. Can't You See is a little slow moving, and Where'd You Go doesn't belong here at all, but clearly the positives outweigh the negatives for me, and that results in a 9 out of 10 album that tops everything else in emotional resonance here. Maybe this shows me as a sucker for sad music or something, but this is just my opinion, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time I upload. Bye!